Welcome to mtwisdom. Ever eaten a salad or sipped juice then felt strangely off? It happens more than we think. That healthy-looking sprout sandwich or a tangy glass of juice might feel like a smart choice, but after 60, some of these everyday foods can quietly turn against us. Our bodies change. What once boosted our energy or helped us feel light and refreshed may now challenge our immune system or interact with medications in ways that leave us weaker, not stronger. And the scariest part, you may not feel the damage until it's too late. But here's the good news. We've uncovered 5 common foods that seem innocent but might put seniors at real risk. Some will surprise you, but more importantly, we'll show you how to avoid them without missing out on flavor, tradition, or nutrition. These foods might be on your plate right now, but a few simple swaps and a little know-how can help you enjoy meals without the worry. From salad favorites to breakfast fruits, here are 5 foods to be cautious with and how to eat smart instead. Why some foods turn dangerous after 60. As we age, our immune system gradually slows down. The soldiers that once fought off bacteria and viruses start to tire. That means foods carrying hidden germs like E. coli, Listeria, or Salmonella can hit us harder and take longer to recover from. And that's not all. Many seniors take medications that interact with certain foods. What used to be a healthy snack might now interfere with blood pressure meds or cholesterol pills, creating dangerous side effects or reducing the effectiveness of treatments. That's why knowing what to avoid isn't about fear, it's about staying ahead. You don't have to change your entire diet. You just need to know the watchouts. Even better, these swaps aren't boring. They're smart, safe, and delicious. Sprouts, the hidden danger. They sit quietly on top of your sandwich. A tangle of tiny green threads, looking fresh, alive, and full of promise. Alfalfa, mung bean, radish, clover. These sprouts have been praised for years as a healthy, low-calorie way to boost your meals. But if you're over 60, that little garnish might carry a bigger threat than you ever imagined. Sprouts are grown in warm, moist environments, conditions that help seeds germinate quickly. But unfortunately, those same conditions are perfect for bacteria to thrive. E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria don't just hitch a ride, they multiply rapidly in those environments. What begins as a nutritious seed can quickly become contaminated before it even reaches your plate. You might be wondering, how does that happen if it looks so fresh? The problem starts at the seed level. Even if the seed itself is clean, contamination can happen in water, soil, or through handling during harvesting and packaging. Because sprouts are rarely cooked before eating, any harmful bacteria they carry aren't killed. For most young, healthy people, this might mean a mild stomachache. But after 60, it's a very different story. As the immune system weakens with age, it's harder for your body to fight off these invisible invaders. A single serving of contaminated sprouts can lead to foodborne illness, triggering symptoms like severe vomiting, abdominal cramps, diarrhea, and fever. In more serious cases, especially for seniors with diabetes, heart conditions, or kidney issues, it can lead to dehydration, hospitalization, or worse. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has linked dozens of outbreaks over the years directly to raw sprouts. One major E. coli outbreak traced back to raw clover sprouts sent over 20 people to the hospital. And Salmonella outbreaks connected to mung bean sprouts have affected hundreds. These aren't rare cases. They're real risks happening in places like grocery stores and sandwich chains across the US. And here's the sneaky part. Even rinsing them doesn't help. Bacteria on sprouts can be tucked inside the seed or root structure, making them impossible to wash away. Once they're there, they stay. Now, this doesn't mean you have to give up that crunch you love. If you enjoy the texture of sprouts in your salad, consider lightly steaming them before adding. Cooking sprouts until they're steaming hot kills harmful bacteria while preserving most of their texture and taste. But for many, the easier and safer option is to switch to alternatives that offer the same benefits, minus the risk. Try raw baby spinach, thinly shredded cabbage, or even kale microgreens. They add crunch, nutrients, and color without the bacterial baggage. Caregiver tip: if you're preparing meals for an older adult, skip raw sprouts entirely. Steamed green beans, lightly cooked zucchini strips, or slivers of roasted red pepper can provide the same fresh feel with none of the danger. Even pre-washed bagged greens labeled ready to eat are a far safer choice. Sprouts might seem innocent, but for seniors they can be a silent saboteur hiding in plain sight. You don't need to fear your food, but you do need to know it. By simply skipping raw sprouts or giving them a quick steam, You're protecting your body and keeping every meal just as vibrant, but far safer. And that's what smart aging is all about, knowing when to adjust without sacrificing joy at the table. Raw or undercooked seafood, the sushi trap. For many, seafood is a beloved comfort: oysters on a summer evening, a plate of sashimi at a favorite restaurant, or a delicate bite of sushi dipped in soy sauce. The flavors feel light, elegant, and clean. But after 60, indulging in raw seafood may carry far more risk than reward. Here's why. Raw or undercooked seafood like sushi, sashimi, oysters, clams, and ceviche can harbor invisible threats. These include harmful bacteria like Vibrio, Salmonella, and Listeria, as well as parasites such as Anisakis or viruses like norovirus. For younger, healthier immune systems, these may pass with mild symptoms or no symptoms at all. But as the body ages, your defenses aren't as strong. Seniors are more likely to experience severe illness from these pathogens and recover more slowly, if at all. Just one contaminated bite of raw seafood can cause vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and fever. In some cases, it can lead to sepsis or liver damage, especially if you already have chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or a weakened immune system. A 2022 Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report linked Vibrio vulnificus infections, often caused tomorrow oysters to hospitalizations and even death in older adults. The bacteria doesn't affect everyone the same way, but age significantly increases your risk. It's not just about where the fish comes from. Even seafood labeled as sushi grade or fresh catch isn't completely risk-free. Parasites or bacteria can survive freezing or standard food handling practices. And in restaurants, cross-contamination can easily occur, especially during busy hours when raw and cooked items are prepared side by side. Many seniors are surprised to learn that sushi rolls aren't always safe just because they look neat and clean. A beautiful piece of raw tuna or salmon may hide microscopic dangers. Even ceviche, which uses acid like lime juice to cook the fish, doesn't kill all pathogens. It changes texture but not risk. Now here's the good news: you don't have to give up seafood altogether. Fully cooked fish offers the same rich flavor, protein, and omega-3 benefits without the health gamble. Grilled salmon, baked cod, broiled halibut, or shrimp stir-fry can all be satisfying and safe. And even at sushi restaurants, you can find delicious cooked options. Tempura shrimp rolls, teriyaki salmon, or baked eel are popular choices that don't rely on raw fish. Just ask the chef or check the menu for cooked-only dishes. Caregiver tip: if your loved one enjoys sushi nights, make it fun and safe. Create a seafood night at home with baked fish, steamed rice, and sliced avocado. Add ginger and a touch of soy sauce for that classic flavor without the risk of raw. It's all about small changes that protect long-term health. After 60, your body can still enjoy everything it used to, but smarter choices go a long way. Seafood doesn't have to be off the menu. It just needs a little heat. A warm, fully cooked bite of fish can be every bit as comforting and indulgent as sushi. And with that simple shift, you're doing something powerful, choosing to age with awareness without giving up what you love. Soft cheeses, the creamy culprit. There's something deeply comforting about soft cheese. A slice of creamy brie on a cracker, crumbled feta sprinkled over a summer salad. Even a smear of camembert beside a glass of wine feels like a small luxury, a reward for a life well lived. But what feels familiar and soothing could quietly put your health at risk, especially after 60. The hidden danger comes from a bacteria called Listeria monocytogenes. Unlike many other foodborne bacteria, Listeria doesn't mind the cold. It can survive and even grow inside your refrigerator. That's why soft cheeses made from unpasteurized milk are especially risky. They provide just the right moist, creamy environment for Listeria to thrive. And here's the part that matters most for seniors: Listeria can hit older adults much harder than younger people. As your immune system ages, it becomes less equipped to fight off infections. What might cause mild discomfort in someone under 40 can lead to serious complications in someone over 60. Symptoms of a Listeria infection known as listeriosis may not appear for days or even weeks after eating contaminated food. But once they do, they can include fever, muscle aches, gastrointestinal distress, and in more severe cases, confusion, balance problems, and sepsis. In some older adults, it may even trigger meningitis. Hospitalization is common, and for those already dealing with chronic conditions, recovery can be long and difficult. Brie, camembert, blue vein cheeses like gorgonzola, queso fresco, and even goat cheese, if made from unpasteurized milk, are among the highest risk options. Many seniors don't realize that even cheeses purchased from trusted grocery stores can be problematic if the label doesn't specify made from pasteurized milk. Labels like artisan, farmhouse, or traditional may sound appealing but often mean the product was made using raw milk, which increases the risk. So does this mean giving up cheese entirely? Not at all. There are plenty of safe and satisfying alternatives that offer the same richness, texture, and joy without the worry. Hard cheeses like cheddar, Swiss Gouda, Parmesan, and provolone are aged longer and drier, which makes it harder for listeria to survive. And if you truly love soft cheese, look specifically for brands made with pasteurized milk, which dramatically lowers the risk. Caregiver tip: keep a plate of hard cheese slices ready to go in the fridge for older loved ones. They're easy to snack on, full of protein, and far safer than creamy varieties. Add whole grain crackers, apple slices, or nuts for a balanced, senior-friendly treat. If you're preparing meals, especially for someone with a health condition or lowered immunity, double-check cheese labels before adding them to dishes. When dining out, don't hesitate to ask what type of cheese is used, especially on salads or sandwiches. Soft cheese might feel like a small indulgence, but for seniors, it can carry a big risk. The good news: a simple switch to pasteurized or hard cheeses lets you keep the flavor, the fun, and the sense of comfort, just without the hidden threat. And that's what smart eating after 60 is all about: making small, informed choices that protect your health while letting you enjoy the foods you love. Unpasteurized milk and juices, the old-fashioned risk. For many older adults, the memory is vivid: milk delivered fresh to the doorstep in glass bottles straight from the farm, or fresh squeezed juice from a roadside stand on a summer trip, bursting with flavor and nostalgia. These moments feel wholesome, pure, even healthier because of their simplicity. But times have changed, and so have our bodies. What was once a trusted tradition is now considered a food safety risk, especially after age 60. Unpasteurized milk and juice may look and taste natural, but they skip a vital safety step: pasteurization. This is the process of gently heating liquids to a specific temperature for a short time to kill off harmful bacteria. Without it, products can harbor E. coli, Listeria, Campylobacter, and Salmonella, all of which can cause serious illness, particularly in older adults. As we age, our immune system becomes less efficient. It doesn't detect and eliminate threats as quickly as it once did. So even a small dose of harmful bacteria from a sip of raw milk or juice can lead to severe illness. What starts as mild stomach discomfort can escalate into fever, dehydration, and hospitalization. According to the CDC, people over 65 are more likely to suffer complications from foodborne illnesses. In fact, unpasteurized dairy products are estimated to be 150 times more likely to cause disease outbreaks than pasteurized ones. A single outbreak of Listeria traced back to raw milk led to hospitalizations and even deaths, many among seniors. The risks don't stop at milk. Unpasteurized juices like fresh pressed apple cider or orange juice found at farm markets or boutique health stores can carry the same dangers. Even juices labeled cold-pressed may not be pasteurized unless clearly stated. And while they may look clean and vibrant, bacteria can be hiding in the fruit peel, the juicing equipment, or the bottles themselves. It's important to know that pasteurization doesn't destroy nutrients or change taste in any noticeable way. You still get the flavor and vitamins, just without the bacterial risk. That means you can enjoy your morning glass of juice or a splash of milk in your coffee without worry. So, when shopping, take a moment to check the label. Look for the word pasteurized on milk, cheese, and juice containers. If the label doesn't say it clearly, assume it's not. And pay attention to expiration dates. Old dairy and juice, even if pasteurized, can still become unsafe after sitting too long in the fridge. Caregiver tip: if you're buying groceries for a loved one, double-check the labels, especially on items that come from local markets or health food stores. Some raw or artisanal products may look innocent but skip important safety steps. It's not about fear, it's about smart choices. After 60, your body deserves extra care, and that includes guarding against invisible threats in everyday items. Pasteurized milk and juice offer the same comfort and flavor as the old-fashioned versions, but with peace of mind included. Because nostalgia may feel sweet, but your health is sweeter still. If you find these videos helpful for your health or your loved ones, please consider subscribing. It means a lot and helps us keep sharing simple, honest advice that truly makes a difference. Grapefruit, the medication mixer. It looks so innocent on your breakfast plate: half a grapefruit, glistening with juice, promising a fresh start to your morning. For decades, it's been celebrated as a healthy choice, especially for older adults watching their weight or boosting vitamin C. But here's the part that shocks nearly everyone: grapefruit can seriously interfere with many common medications, quietly throwing off your entire treatment plan without you realizing it. The reason lies deep within how your body processes medicine. Normally, when you swallow a pill, your liver and intestines get to work. A special enzyme called CYP3A4 helps break down certain drugs so they're absorbed gradually, just as your doctor intended. But grapefruit contains natural compounds that block this enzyme. When the enzyme is suppressed, your medication may either build up to dangerous levels or become too weak to work. This means a grapefruit in the morning can change how your body handles medicine for the rest of the day. And the effects aren't mild. Some drugs may suddenly become too strong, leading to side effects like intense muscle pain, extreme drowsiness, or dangerously low blood pressure. Others might become too weak, leaving you without protection from conditions like high cholesterol or anxiety. Either scenario puts your health in harm's way, and most people don't even realize the fruit is to blame. The types of medications affected include many that are frequently prescribed to seniors: cholesterol-lowering statins, blood pressure drugs like calcium channel blockers, certain anti-anxiety and sleep medications, and even some allergy treatments and blood thinners can all react badly when grapefruit is in the mix. And it's not just the fruit. Grapefruit juice can be even more potent, especially if it's consumed daily or in large amounts. This doesn't mean you have to give up citrus entirely, but it does mean you should have a conversation with your doctor or pharmacist. Bring a list of everything you're taking: prescriptions, supplements, even over-the-counter meds, and ask clearly, is grapefruit safe for me? In many cases, your doctor may simply recommend switching to a safer fruit. Oranges, apples, tangerines, and berries all offer similar nutrients without the medication risks. If you're caring for an older loved one, it's a good idea to take a moment once or twice a year to review their grocery list with their healthcare provider, especially if new medications have been added. Just one quick check-in could prevent a serious reaction and keep your loved one's health on track. The idea that a single piece of fruit could undo your medication might feel far-fetched, but it's very real. The good news is, once you know the truth, it's easy to stay safe. Reaching for an apple instead of a grapefruit isn't a sacrifice, it's a smart, simple choice that keeps your treatment working just as it should. And in the long run, staying informed about the small things like what's on your plate can make a big difference in how strong and steady you feel every day. Even beyond the 5 foods we've just covered, there are a few simple, everyday habits that can quietly protect your health without changing what you eat entirely. After 60, food safety isn't just about what's on your plate, it's also about how that food is prepared, stored, and handled. Start by making sure meats, seafood, and eggs are always cooked all the way through. That little bit of pink in a burger or runny yolk might have felt fine decades ago, but now it could carry bacteria your body isn't as quick to fight. Cooking thoroughly gives your immune system a head start and helps you avoid infections that can be especially harsh later in life. Equally important is cleanliness in the kitchen. Wash your hands before and after handling raw ingredients. Rinse cutting boards and wipe down counters. Bacteria can hide in plain sight and spread quickly if you're not careful. And lastly, take a moment to read your labels. Whether it's milk, juice, or soft cheese, look for the word pasteurized. Check expiration dates too. It may feel small, but that one glance could be the difference between staying well and feeling unwell. These steps are gentle, easy, and powerful. Sprouts, sushi, soft cheese, farm fresh juice, and grapefruit, these might be part of your regular routine. But after 60, they can quietly become harmful. Now that you know the risks, you have the power to make smart swaps and safer choices without giving up the foods you love. Share this with a friend or family member who needs to hear it. A simple conversation over the dinner table could protect someone you love. And remember, if you ever feel sick after eating, or if something doesn't feel right, call your doctor. It's never too early to be cautious. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to MT Wisdom. Stay with us, your best years are still ahead.